1 in 4 people will get a stroke in their lifetime. It could be anyone, including young people like me. Traditionally, when you hear people are down with stroke, you would anticipate that these people are above 40, 50, and 60 years. But now, more than ever, there are people as young as 12, 13, 14 who are down with stroke. Today we're here at the stroke unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to speak to the expert and also understand the severity of the situation and how we can all reduce our risk levels. The statistics over the years have been worrying, but these have become grim as the years go by. One of the senior residents in neurology is Dr. Akupua Valentine.
If you come in here at the peak hour and you look on our admission beds, you realize that we have more young people coming with stroke than the elderly. So that's the new trend that is emerging. And this can be attributed to the fact that a lot of young people are getting more stressed nowadays with work, lifestyle. People exercise little nowadays. We don't eat right.
Survival rates depend on the extent of damage and the kind of care patients get. 52-year-old stroke survivor Johnson Deity has come a long way.
High BP. The next thing that I knew was that I was gone. When I came back to myself, actually, I was told that I was a dead person. That is what my relative told me. My big sister told me that I was longer than the bed that I was lying on. I was huge. My head was big. It was just a dead body that was on the bed.
He recalls his time at the stroke unit and is happy to have survived what he describes as a close shave.
I was put on Pampers. I can easily go lose myself, just spoil myself. They have to clean me up. It was so much where I was. Anyone that was brought around where I was lying, died. So me like this, I could not make friends till I came back home. I don't know those who were there. Even the nurses, I don't know those who were there. It is after I came back that I could see that I saw this person somewhere, I saw this person somewhere.
Rehabilitating stroke patients require a multidisciplinary approach. One of them is physiotherapy. Principal physiotherapist at the stroke unit, Cynthia Oseyeboa, leads a number of experts to help mobilize patients.
Physiotherapy comes in first and foremost to help mobilize the patient as early as possible. For those who are semi-conscious, we come in to do passive mobilizations of all the joints so that they do not end up with stiffness of the joints and then form contractures. And then we also ensure that we turn the patients regularly. In fact, it's supposed to be done 2 hourly so that they do not develop bed sores.
Patients here at the stroke unit are receiving care, and a fresh case has just been admitted. Many of them are unable to do anything for themselves, even feeding. Andrew Pabi is a dietitian here.
Those who can't do anything, such patients, they can't swallow, they can't talk. So you don't give them any food the whole day, they'll be there like that, and they will deteriorate. So such patients, we have to now calculate and plan a diet for them, all right, based on their condition and their weight. You spread it throughout the day. So you give it to them in small amounts through the tube.
But what are the risk factors and how can people modify their lifestyles to reduce their incidence of stroke?
80 to 85% of the stroke cases we're seeing are all complications of high blood pressure. So once again, we still want to drive the message home that you have to check your blood pressures because there are no symptoms for high blood pressure. There's nothing that you can say, okay, this will tell me I have high blood pressure unless you get your blood pressure checked. So especially if you have somebody in the family who has a history, then your risk is higher. Okay, and then once you start getting to your late 30s, early 40s, you shouldn't let a year go by without checking your blood pressure at least once.
There are many who are not as lucky as Johnson Deity, who is back on his feet after suffering stroke. Many have died. Others have been permanently disabled. But there is hope.
Exercising reduces your chances of having the risk factors for stroke, the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the high cholesterol. When you exercise, your chances of having it goes down, and your chances of getting a stroke also goes down. And even beyond that, for those people who've been unfortunate and they've had strokes, if they stay relatively active and do what they can do together with their physiotherapists, they realize that it also reduces their chances of having another stroke.
Komla Adum, TV3 News, Accra.